What's up everybody? Ben here from blogwithben.com, and today I'm partnering with NameHero web hosting to bring you this WordPress theme builder comparison between Gutenberg and Elementor. And in this video, we're going to test their ease of use, customization capabilities, performance, and much more. And by the end of this video, you'll have a clear idea of which builder fits your needs to take your website to the next level. Also, as you're watching this video, NameHero has a helpful blog post that breaks down each theme builder as well. And I'll link to it in the video description below, but it's a great reference if you need some extra clarification on the differences between Gutenberg and Elementor. Finally, if you get any value out of this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Helps me bring you more resources, and it keeps you up to date with all of the WordPress and tech trends happening throughout the year. But either way, thank you so much for all your support. All right, with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the way I've structured this video is I'm going to give you a tour and demo of the user interface for Elementor and then Gutenberg. We'll then go over some of the features, and we'll even test out the building capabilities so you can get a good idea of how each one works. All right, first, Elementor. So for starters, Elementor is a plugin. You can even install it through your WordPress dashboard and gain access to the free version right here in the back end of your site. Now, there is the paid version of Elementor that you can access and purchase from their homepage. And as you can see, they offer multiple plans to fit any budget. But if you're on a budget and money's tight, you could still gain access to the main features of Elementor by installing and activating the free version of the plugin, which is what we're going to do in this video. Then I should point out that Elementor works with any theme and allows you to customize it without code. And for this example, I'm using the Hello theme. This is a free theme that works well with Elementor and is great to start learning on. So that being said, let's take a closer look at the user interface and go over some of the features of the Elementor Page Builder plugin. All right, so I'm using this sample page for the demo, and as you can see, we're currently in the WordPress editing user experience. However, now that we've installed and activated the free version of the Elementor plugin, you can click the Edit with Elementor button, and this will open the Elementor user experience where you'll begin to piece together your content. Now, there's a lot to unpack here, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to go over every single aspect of Elementor in this video. However, I will go over the basics to hopefully give you a solid understanding of how things work so that you can then test, explore, and get familiar with what this plugin has to offer. So for starters, Elementor's user interface allows you to build custom pages with their drag and drop widgets and blocks, which are located on the left sidebar. Now, one thing to point out is that I'm using the free version of the plugin, so my access to all of the features and widgets is limited, as you can see here with these little locked icons. Anything that has this lock or says Pro is only accessible if you pay for the premium version of the plugin. But you can still gain access to some decent features with the free version. And with that being said, let's start building the page with some of these blocks. So all you have to do is pick the piece of content that you want to add to your page. And let's start with this heading block. And then all you'll do is drag it over to the section on the right-hand side of the screen that says drag widget here. And just like that, we have a new heading. Then to edit the heading, you can either click on it within the visual editor, or if you look in the left sidebar, you can make your edits there as well. And it's pretty flexible. Simply type what you want your heading to say, and it'll change in real time right here in the editor. Pretty cool. Then you can continue to add new blocks and widgets by clicking this little block icon in the upper right corner of the sidebar menu. And then find the block you want to use and drag and drop it within the editor like so. This time I've added a video where you can then update the link and essentially embed a responsive video that can be played right here on your site without any code, I might add. Super convenient. Then you can continue to build out the page and add different blocks and whatnot, but for the sake of time, let's go over some other features like the history. This feature can come in handy if you've made changes but need to revert back to an original version or undo some edits. So if you look towards the bottom left corner of the screen at the bottom of the sidebar, there is an additional menu where if you click this little arrow icon, it's kind of curved, you'll have access to the version history and can revert to previous versions of your content. So if I just want to start from a clean slate, I'll select the editing started option And boom, we're at the beginning of the editing process and I can start over with a blank canvas. Now, if you're having trouble coming up with ideas as to how you want your site to look, no worries, that's where the templates come into play. So instead of dragging and dropping the blocks and widgets onto the page one by one, Elementor has created these great templates to streamline the process and get your site up and running a lot faster. So this time within the visual editor on the right hand side of the screen, look for this little folder icon and click on it. And this will take you to the template library where you can browse and use various individual blocks or full page templates to add to your site. Again, we're using the free version of Elementor, so if they're marked Pro, then we won't have access to them. However, these are still great design jump starters to get you going if you need a little inspiration. So real quick, let's select and apply this free page web frame. So hover your mouse over it and click Insert, and then Apply, and give it a few seconds to load. And voila, check that out, a fully functional and customizable web frame that you can edit and configure right here in Elementor. As you can see, when I hover my mouse over different elements of the web frame, there's this pink outline. That means you could edit that element right here. For example, let's say we want to change this heading. Hover your mouse over it, place your cursor there, and you can edit it as if you were editing an email. The same thing goes for the subheading just below that. Simply place your cursor there and type what you want it to say, and the changes will be reflected on the front end of the page. And then for elements like the button, you can click on it to select it and then make your edits in the sidebar. You can change the call to action, color, link, etc. You have a ton of control right here in the sidebar as well. Again, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through each section of this page template, but as you can see when I hover over the other sections of the web frame, there's a lot that you could change and make your own. Pretty cool. Then before we move on, I'm actually going to revert back to the original blank template. So remember, you can access the version history here in the bottom of the sidebar and undo all of your changes if needed. And there we go. Then I know we didn't really make any edits here, but just to show you how easy this is, when you're ready to publish your changes, simply click the Update button towards the bottom of the sidebar, and this will make your changes live and deploy them on the front end of your site. So not only can you make edits on the fly, you can make them live for the world to see in a few seconds as well. Super convenient. Okay, next I want to show you the Kit template library. So first let's exit the Elementor editor, and you'll just click that hamburger icon in the upper left corner, and then select Exit. And that will take you back to the WordPress editor, where we'll then go back to the WordPress dashboard. Then within the left sidebar of the WordPress dashboard, hover your mouse over Templates and click on Kit Library. And this will take you to your Elementor Kit library. This is where you can browse and apply fully designed website templates. So instead of just a page or block template, this gives you the ability to essentially build out an entire site with a click of the mouse. Now, you're probably noticing that your access is somewhat limited with the free version. All of the kits that are marked Pro are only accessible if you pay for the premium version of Elementor. But either way, these kits are great if you need to spin up a site quickly. Then you can filter between the free and pro kits here. Again, the free plan only gives you 2 kits, but taking a closer look at this free kit, you'll get a feel for what it looks like. And as you can see, it really is a website on demand. Now, you'll obviously have to edit and tailor it to your specific content needs, but again, these kits are a great way to get started if you're strapped for time, or if you just want to streamline the entire build process. And then if you decide that you want to use one of these kits, simply click the Apply button in the upper right corner, and you can begin customizing it within the Elementor visual editor. Then the last 2 Elementor features I want to cover before we move on to Gutenberg are the theme and landing page builders. These are only available if you've purchased the premium version of Elementor, but I still want to show you what they can do. First, the theme builder. And you can get there from your WordPress dashboard by hovering your mouse over Templates and clicking on Theme Builder. And this is where you can literally build your own theme from the ground up, section by section. The theme builder gives you the ability to customize and design recurring parts of your website, saving you a ton of time in the design process. But as you can see, when you hover your mouse over each section to edit, you're prompted to upgrade to a paid plan, just FYI. Then the last thing I want to show you is the landing page builder. Again, you can get there from your WordPress dashboard by hovering your mouse over templates and clicking on landing pages. Then from here, simply click the Add New Landing Page button, and you'll be able to pick a template and then customize and design it the same way you would whenever we were building our regular site pages. Alright, so that's Elementor in a nutshell. Next, let's take a look at WordPress's page builder, the Gutenberg Editor. So just like Elementor, Gutenberg is a versatile page builder that actually started out as a plugin, but became WordPress's built-in editor that fundamentally changed how users create content on their websites. Launched with WordPress 5.0, this editor uses a system of content blocks, making it more straightforward to add, arrange, and edit multimedia content than in previous versions of WordPress. Now, a few things I want to point out before we start using Gutenberg is that I'm using the free Genesis Blocks plugin with it. This will give me access to more content blocks and layouts than if we were to just use the baked-in blocks that came with Gutenberg. Additionally, for this example, I'm using the Genesis block theme. Again, this is a free theme, but this will help me highlight some of the advantages, in my opinion, that Gutenberg has over Elementor. I'm not trying to sound biased, but Gutenberg has really come a long way since its initial rollout. So with that being said, let's take a closer look at it. So just like Elementor, we'll start with a blank sample page, and you'll notice that the interface is somewhat different, but the idea is very similar. Each piece of content, whether a paragraph, image, or video, is a block that can be individually manipulated. And to access the blocks, click either one of these plus icons, and you'll have access to the block library, where you can access blocks, patterns, and even media. This block-centric design streamlines the process of building complex layouts and allows for detailed customization of pages and posts. It also provides a more visual and intuitive way of website construction compared to the previous classic editor. Plus, everything you see here is free and comes with the Gutenberg editor. Now, you can always purchase additional block plugins and templates, but from my experience, the free versions offer a ton of value. And let me show you what I mean. So the build process is similar to Elementor in that you select a block from the sidebar library, and you don't drag and drop them in WordPress, but you'll select it by clicking on it, like this heading, and then it will automatically be added to the visual editor on the right-hand side of the screen, where you can then make your edits in real time. As you can see, I have the ability to write what I want the heading to say right here in the visual editor. It's pretty cool. And then because each section of content is an individual block, you're given an editing toolbar within each block right here in the editor, as well as in the block settings located on the right-hand side of the screen. Now, one difference between Gutenberg and Elementor is that Gutenberg was initially for bloggers, and due to this, the ability to write content on the fly is super intuitive and almost seamless. For example, if you want to write text after the heading, simply press Enter on your keyboard like you're writing a Word doc or email and begin typing. No need to add a paragraph block. You can just type what you want and it automatically adds the paragraph block for you. Then when you're done, you can continue adding additional blocks just like we did earlier with the heading block. But this time, let's click the plus icon within the content. And instead of the full block library, you'll be presented with a smaller pop-up menu that will display some of the most frequently used blocks. You can always get to the full block library by clicking the Browse All button, and you'll be presented with the complete library of content blocks. Now, another cool feature of Gutenberg are their patterns. These are a recent addition to the building experience and are essentially pre-designed block layouts that provide a starting point for creating content. They're a set of blocks combined into a layout for a page or post, which you can insert and modify as needed. And these patterns are accessible from the block library by simply clicking the Patterns tab. Then from here, you can browse the various patterns that are available. These are similar to the Elementor templates in that they're pre-built and you can edit them in real time within the editor. And as you can see, I've selected the banner patterns, and WordPress presents you with a handful of professionally designed pre-built patterns that can easily be added to your site. So let's go with this one. There we go, it's pretty cool. Then to edit it, just place your cursor within the pattern text and write what you want it to say. Again, this speeds up the design process, helping to quickly create custom layouts for your posts, pages, and even full site editing templates. These patterns offer a way to achieve consistency and they save you time. We can also change the button call to action and update the link right here in the editor. Then if you look on the right-hand side of the screen within the block settings, you'll see even more editing options where you can change things like the color, typography, dimensions, etc., giving you a ton of creative control over the layout and design while also streamlining the design process. Another cool feature of Gutenberg are the undo and redo buttons. This is like Elementor's history revision feature, but clicking these buttons gives you the ability to undo and redo your edits. Next, I want to show you how easily you can implement pre-built templates into your workflow to again save you time and effort when you're building sites in Gutenberg. So, as we briefly covered a few moments ago, I showed you that I installed and activated a free StudioPress Genesis Blocks plugin, as well as the free Genesis Blocks theme. And due to this, I have access to additional blocks and templates in the Gutenberg Editor. For example, if you look in the upper right corner of the screen, there's a small layouts icon. And clicking on that will open another pop-up menu where you'll be presented with StudioPress's layout selector. Now, without getting into the weeds, StudioPress is a separate company that builds and designs themes and plugins for WordPress, and when the Gutenberg page builder became part of WordPress's core, StudioPress created blocks and templates that are compatible with the new editor, which is what you're looking at right now. And if we open their slate collections, you'll be presented with even more layouts to choose from. These are all free and give you more options when it comes to building your site and piecing together the blocks of content you want to display on the front end. Then if we scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see that they even have full page layouts. And let's select the Slate homepage alternative. And just like that, we now have a fully customizable web frame to work with. Everything here is easily customizable right here in the editor, and what I love about this is that it comes with default placeholder content so that you can get a solid visual of what the page is supposed to look like before you start adding your own content. Then just like Elementor, you can edit the content right here within the editor in real time. Everything from the text to the buttons to the images are customizable, and they don't require any coding or even any extensive technical knowledge. Again, to change the text within the template, you just type like you're typing a Word doc or email. Then to change things like colors, images, typography, etc., you can make those configurations in the block settings located on the right-hand side of the screen. Again, having this kind of freedom combined with its ease of use makes building websites a lot less stressful and even fun. Another cool feature of these page layouts is that each section is a block itself. So if you want to move things around, you can easily do that with these little arrow icons located in the toolbars in the upper left corner of each block. And clicking on the up or down lets you move entire sections up or down within the template. Pretty cool. You can even completely delete blocks by clicking the three-dot icon located in the toolbar and then select delete from that drop-down. This gives you even more creative freedom and control over what the template looks like. The next benefit I'm going to show you is the SEO friendliness of each page builder. Staying in Gutenberg, the addition of the Yoast SEO plugin allows you to add meta tags, descriptions, and focus keywords to your pages without feeling too overwhelmed. The Yoast plugin is free and can even be used with Elementor as well. However, if we revisit Elementor again really quick and take a look at the bottom of the toolbar, click on that gear settings icon, you'll be presented with the page settings where you can add some SEO friendly elements like the page title, featured image, excerpt, etc. However, if you really want to boost your SEO, I highly recommend using the Yoast SEO plugin regardless of the type of page builder that you use to create your content. The last benefit I'm going to show you are the add-ons that can extend the functionality of these page builders. First, Elementor. They offer some free essential add-ons, but the majority of them come with the paid plan. But either way, these add-ons extend Elementor's capabilities built by talented developers from all over the world. On the other hand, we have Gutenberg, where its functionality is extended by blocks and plugins. You can create custom blocks, design block patterns, build block themes, and much more. Additionally, the blocks have opened the door to third-party companies creating additional block libraries and editor enhancements like StudioPress's Genesis blocks that we briefly explored in this video. And this powerful suite of tools lets you move fast and build WordPress content with confidence. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to what you're comfortable with and what your budget allows. Additionally, both Elementor and Gutenberg have somewhat of a learning curve and take a little effort to learn and get used to, but either way, they're both great tools for streamlining the website design process. Now, overall, NameHero recommends Elementor as a page builder, but I will say that WordPress's Gutenberg has come a long way since their first deployment. They really are starting to compete with the major page builders, and if you're on a budget, you can get more bang for your buck with Gutenberg. And remember, NameHero has a great blog post comparing these two builders that breaks down some more of their features as well as pros and cons to each one. So check it out, test the builders for yourself, and good luck with your new site. So that's going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Also, if you're thinking about starting a blog, you got to check out my step-by-step tutorials. They'll show you everything you need to know in order to build, grow, and monetize a professional WordPress blog. And as always, your support means a great deal to me and my family, and for that, I thank you. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.